wonderful ideas, the things, the way that he made people feel. If we can take that spirit and live that, then we will never be away from or apart from Brian. So I would like to challenge or encourage each of us to take the spirit of Brian with us and live with that. And let's go see what good we can do in the world. Thank you.
Oh.
Now, I would like to invite Vita and Journey if she'd like to, but Vita.
Everyone, thank you for coming. I'm going to do Brian's favorite song. I can only give you love that lasts forever, and the promise to be near each time you call. And the only heart I own is yours and yours alone. That's all. That's all. I can only give you country walks in springtime, and a hand to hold when leaves begin to fall, and a love whose burning light will warm the winter night. That's all. That's all. There are those, I am sure, who have told you they would give you the world for a toy. All I have are these arms to enfold you, and a love time can never destroy. If you're wondering what I'm asking in return, dear, you'll be glad to know that my demands are small. Say it's me that you adore, but now and evermore. That's all. That's all. There are those, I am sure, who have told you they would give you the world for a toy. All I have are these arms to enfold you, and a love time can never destroy. If you're wondering what I'm asking in return, dear, you'll be glad to know that my demands are small. Say it's me that you adore, but now and evermore. That's all. That's all. That was written by Bob Hames. Old standard, not a lot of people know it. Real musicians, there are some here, know it. It's a great tune. Thank you everyone for coming today. It's been a very emotional roller coaster, and I just want to thank all of you for your love and support.
We love you.
Thank you. Hi, Maka Maka. I'm just going to tell you a few quick things about Brian. I met Brian in 2000 when we were both working on the Mississippi Queen. And he was in the big band on the ship, and I was in the piano bar. And he didn't like me. And I I couldn't believe someone didn't like me. It's right. Plus, like my friend Huddy, he hated me too. I'm like, how can you not like me? I'm adorable, I'm erudite, I'm smart, I'm talented, and I have a huge ego. Jesus Christ. Anyway, I was determined to make him like me, and I thought he was hot and he was talented, and we met, and the first night he came to the piano bar, and I was like determined to make him like me, and all the guys came in there and were talking to me, and he couldn't be bothered with me, and so until the subject of travel came up, and Brian and I realized that we had both collectively traveled to over 150 countries. And so we had a lot to talk about. And I'm not talking about countries like Mexico or, you know, Costa like countries like Sri Lanka and Pamukkale in Turkey and the Great Wall of China and Kushadashi and like parts unknown that nobody had ever even heard of. And Brian and I had that commonality. We both love to collect shells. He has these beautiful, huge shells. We both love to collect masks. We realized that we had a lot in common. And that trip was 2 weeks, and it went all the way down from Cincinnati to New Orleans. We ended up in New Orleans, spent 3 days there, and we fell in love on that trip. And from that, culminated within 12 months, was falling in love, an engagement, getting pregnant, and getting married, in that order. Sorry, Mom. Okay, I did things a little backwards, but I used to joke to Brian that he had 9 lives, because he did. He was a trumpet player, he was a teacher, he was a musician, he was a student, he was a world traveler, he was a son, he was a brother, but his favorite job, his favorite life was being a father. And he loved Journey. He loved being a father. He'd never gotten that chance, and he was a late in life father. So it was a really great thing for him to be a part of that, you know? And so, Journey, I want you to know that no matter what you think or what happens, your daddy loved you dearly. And when he left, he didn't do it on purpose. He just wanted to play. And my friend Bill King, where's Bill? There's Bill. Bill is a trumpet player friend of Brian's, and God knows, he knows how hard it is for a trumpet player to get gigs in Vegas, right? So it's all about musicians, and there are a lot of us here tonight. And we have this impetus, we have to play, we have to perform. Beth, Nan, Bill, Ginger, me, all the other musicians that are here. It's an intrinsic thing that if you know how to play the instrument, you want to play it for people, you want to perform, you want to make people happy. And that's really all it's about. And Brian just loved to play his horn. He loved being a dad, but he also loved being a musician, and he wanted to share that gift with others. So I want you to take this with you, that sometimes grown-ups, we screw up. We make stupid, selfish decisions, and it's really not personal. Sometimes it's just something that we feel in our hearts we have to do. There's something pushing us, and we do it, and it's usually never to intentionally hurt anyone else. Because we love, and what Joel said, I love what you said, Joel, about all we really have is love, you know, not to quote the Beatles, but it's true, you know, when at the end of your life, whenever, and we'll all be there, you know, someday, what are we going to look back on? Oh shit, I should have bought that extra bra at Nordstrom's half price thing. No, you know, I should have done that. No, we're going to think about the things, the people we loved, the people that we share with. So I want everyone to take away today the fact that if you love someone, let them know. Don't wait, because life is short, and we all show each other love and show each other kindness and compassion and understanding. Because sometimes somebody can snap at you, hello, and it's just because they're having a shitty day. You know, it's not personal. So just remember that, and remember that life is a gift, and it's short, and it should be cherished. And I'm here to celebrate the life with all of you people of this wonderful man. And I was so glad that I got to thank him for you, for the greatest gift. And that meant everything to him and to me, to bury our hatchet, forgive each other for all the shit we put each other through, and be okay. I love all of you. I love you, Journey. Your daddy loved you, and I just want to honor him and celebrate Brian Grasmick. Thank you all for coming.
I'm so grateful to be here. And I know so many of you, I'm friends with so many of you through Vita and Brian. And Vita, that was beautiful. That was really beautiful. And Vita called me, and I got the phone call, and said, it was a text message, and she said, call me, very important. And I called her. And I found out what had happened, and I was completely devastated, you know, obviously, as we all would be on that news. And so she asked me to eulogize Brian, which I've never done in my life, anybody. And so before I start, because many of you who know me personally know I don't have a problem talking. Not an issue. And so many of you know I have no problem writing. But I want to start with Randy. Because Randy, you are such a stand-up guy. And I'm serious. In the last seasons of Brian's life, you stood up and you supported Vita and Journey and Brian. And I applaud you for that because you are a stand-up man. And then I reflected on my experience